Mr. Mitchell here. Um, we've been asked to give you guys challenges, so this is what the result is. I will be giving YouTube videos throughout this ordeal. Um, the most I can tell you guys is you can do it, and it's you know how I am. I will try to help you every step I can. Anyway, let's get started. This tutorial is about the head. The challenge for you guys this week would be to do, I know it's going to sound kind of ridiculous, but you know, meet the challenge. Do 40 of them. Do 40 of them. And the premise of this, it all starts with this shape here. You know how I am in class. I give you guys a simple shape to remember, a simple form. Remember that. Okay. With that, you can pretty much do any face that you want. Alright, so let's start with what you can see here. Usually I draw small. Okay, I practice these every day. There's a lot of stuff I do every day. The skull. One thing I used to not think about whenever I was younger is how structure was important to what you got on the outside, on the exterior or something. Before, when I drew, I used to draw it out of comic books, and I just kind of drew what I saw and kind of imitated it, not giving much thought to what was underneath until I got to college and we started doing critiques. And somebody came out and told me that pretty much, hey, you suck, you need to get better with your anatomy. Alright, here we go. We're gonna start with this one here. I didn't choose them out of any particular. I just wanted a chubby face on one and a slender face on another. So, yeah. Anyway. So, like I said, I can't go outside this box. And we know that she has a more slender head. So, that means I can come in a little bit on, or in my box. There we go. Next, what I want to do is I want to capture the shape of her, the overall shape of her face. So starting with the top here, we're going to redraw that sphere. Okay, we're going to insert the nasal cavity. We're going to go ahead and add the orbital sockets. The orbital bone out here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to draw in the cheekbones. Now, this is obviously a little bit more exaggerated, but I like to do that in my art. So I can draw photorealistic, but I choose to do more fantasy stuff. All right, so here we go. The bottom part, which will end this whole ordeal. This part anyway. And voila, we have a skull. Let's go ahead and bring that in a little bit more. Alright, so now her skull, what we want to do is we want to work with it a little bit more. We're gonna, like I told you, this area here is what I want to kind of capture. So immediately what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with where her orbital is, right there and right there. And then if you notice, I'm cutting this like I would if I were sculpting. I'm cutting out shapes, and they make sense with the anatomy around it, or the structure around it. I'm sorry. So there. Now, the bone of your the bone part of your nose, it inserts right here, and then you have this. In her case, notice that I'm also drawing in planes. Like I said, structure is important. I learned that the hard way. Okay, and we're going to follow her orbital ridge now. And with females, we want to keep the eyebrows kind of short. Now, she doesn't have eyelids. It looks like she's more monolid or something. But you can just add this in here now, and now your true eye is an orb, and it lies behind the skin there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just go ahead and not going for super realism here. Just structure. You can kind of see how it all makes sense in this case with her. Now, this right here is a little bit too hard chiseled for a female, so what we want to do is we want to come out here in her case and just make it more fatty. Now her chin, obviously, I was off. Okay, now if I was really going to do this, here's what she would look like. Alright, moving to the next one, her, a more slender face. Always look for the overall shape of the face. Hers is more, if you look at this one, hers is more narrower. Hers is narrower, whereas this one is a little bit more wider out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my box in accordance to what I just said. Okay. Alright, so there you go. Last one. Samuel L. Jackson. I love this guy. Bellis, this is for you. So here we go. Men have more prominent features on their face. They're more chiseled, more angular. So pretty much, I love drawing men faces more than I do females for the simple fact they require less thought. Something like that. Anyway, you get the picture.